Hi there, so as you can tell, I like making these amigurumi stuffed striped balls and they come out very nice. They're nice stress balls or just to play with. And you can make them in all kinds of different sizes and different colors. But I do have one little problem that I haven't yet found a solution to, and that's the color change. You could see over here, it's very visible where I changed colors, and that's because I do this in the round. So it comes out like a spiral, and so each row goes higher and higher, and that's why when I change colors, it's very visible. So it's not that bad, especially when I use a lot of colors. It's not that much of a big problem, but I do want to try a different method of making a ball crocheting in the round and see if that helps with the color changes. So the way I do these ones is I did a continuous circle going around and around, but there is a different way to do it, to go in the round where basically you close every row and then begin the next row over it. So I'm going to try and see if doing the second method will help with making the color changes a bit less visible. So let's get started. I'm going to use these two colors, the light blue and the dark blue. So let me begin with a magic circle. Then I'm going to make 8 single crochets. 1, and 8. Here I've got 8 single crochets. Now I'm going to close the magic circle. And normally I would place a stitch marker over here and begin just crocheting from the next row. But what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to close this row by going into the first stitch over here and making a slip stitch like that. And now to begin the next row, I'm going to chain 1 and now begin the next row, which is an increase row, increasing into every stitch. So I go back into that stitch where I made the slip stitch and increase into that. So 1 and 2. Then I'm going to continue doing that all around. 1, 2. And here again, when I reach the end, I'm going to slip stitch into the first stitch over here. So skipping over the slip stitch of last time and the chain 1 of last row, I'm going to slip stitch into here. And now I'm going to switch to my second color. So I'm going to do this slip stitch with the second color and see how that comes out. This is the moment of truth. Okay, so far so good. I finished the second row and it came out with the first color, and now I'm going to begin the next row with the second color. So I'm going to chain 1 and go into this same space because that's the first stitch, and I'm going to do 1 and then increase, 1, increase. So this one is just 1. To the end, 1, 1 and 2. And now I want to switch back to the main color because I want to make a design of 2 rows of one color, 1 row of the other. So again, I'm going to slip stitch. Let me find where. Not over here where there was the slip stitch of last row, and not on the chain 1, but in the first stitch over here. And I'm going to pull through with the first color. There we go. Okay, so it's still not so clear how the color transformation is coming out. I'll have to continue a few more rows to see it more clearly, but so far it looks good. So now I'm going to continue. I'm going to make this a very small ball since I'm just making it for the stripes. So now I'm going to stop increasing and just crochet all around. But let me begin with a chain 1 and now begin the row. Oops. Now we could see it a bit more clearly, and it actually looks a bit neater since you could see that it's like a complete row and then this one a complete row, as opposed to, let's say here, where it looks like it's going up, it's not finishing its own row. So that's already a positive sign, but let me continue going and we'll see how it comes out in the end. So after a few more rows, you could see that it's actually much more neater and much more, it disappears basically the row of the changing, which is very nice. So let me just finish off this ball. I could actually cut off this one because I'm finished with this color. Gonna stuff it up a little. And that's it. So I would say that this was a smashing success. Look at the difference between this and this. You could really see that it makes a big of a difference. Although I myself prefer the spiral method instead of the connecting each row method, but when making something with stripes, I see that it's better to use this method. And if I'm going to make one which is a solid color, just one color, then I could use this spiral method. So I hope you enjoyed watching, and it's a really fun little project to do if you would like. And I'll see you next time. All the best.